All right, everyone, welcome back to another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video with Fat Phil. And for this video, guys, I want to talk about what I think is the next big thing that's happening in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. There are two major hints right now, and I think we really need to talk about them because Capital Games doesn't do things just for fun. They always have a reason for it. So let's dive right in. Let's go to our events. And don't worry, guys, we'll do some other things, but we got to talk about this. This event right here, this is the way. And you can see this looks like the original Mandalorian. This looks like his marquee event. And I already have acquired 50 or more shards for this character. He happens to be Relic 3, so I can't do that. But if you don't have 50 shards of Mando, you can go grab him in here. And it's available for 60 days. It's available for 2 whole months, which is crazy. Which makes me think that it's going to go on for all of Season 2 of Mando, or Season 3, right? Then you also have this pack, which, guess what? It's also here for 60 days. And it gives you a 5 stars to any of these characters, which if you don't have any of these characters geared, whatever, and you were looking for a way to spend 3,000 crystals, this is a phenomenal pack. This is a huge value. Like, I cannot explain how good of a value this pack really is in terms of how you get 2 characters. You're almost getting a full character here for 3,000 crystals, which is unbelievable. That's a great buy for this game. So, want to throw that out here. But you notice it's all characters that we've seen in seasons 1 and 2 of Mando. So there's a recurring theme here. So I want to go into my squads here. But first, we need to talk about our king. My man gets his spot in every single video because he is king. If you guys want to see Wampa hit Relic 8 live on stream, all you need to do, get this channel to 5,000 subscribers, guys. We are fast approaching that goal. I cannot thank you all enough for the continued support and growing this channel. So make sure you guys smash that subscribe button, leave a like, leave a comment. So I created a little squad here to show all the characters that we've gotten from The Mandalorian. So you have Beskar Armor Mando and The Mandalorian, who I think are both our Season 1 variants. The Season 2 variant of Beskar Armor Mando, to me, should be somebody with like the spear, right? Maybe we could make this argument that this is the Season 2 version, but I don't think we're there quite yet. I could be wrong, but it just doesn't seem we're there yet. So then from Season 1, right, we get his friends from Navarro, Grief Karga, Cara Dune, Queel, IG-11, right? So you get these guys for, what they do. Again, they're all actually very good characters. And then Moff Gideon is the other character that I kind of have slotted in here from Season 1. That, you could argue that we could switch Mandalorian, got Moff Gideon and the armor here. Again, I think they both are Season 1 and or Season 2. They play a role in each one. Then in Season 2, we have the Dark Trooper, we have Bo-Katan, and then Boba Fett, Sign of Django, and Fennec Shand. Again, Fennec did make an appearance in Season 1, but I really think that Season 2 is when she plays a much larger role with Boba Fett again, not only reclaiming his armor, but helping get Grogu back to his biggest, bestest pal, the Mandalorian. All right, so I want to pause here and say you can skip ahead a little bit if you don't want to hear a small spoiler on Season 3, Episode 1. It's very small, guys. It's nothing major to the overall story, but we see Purrgil in the hyperspace lane when Din Djarin and Grogu are traveling through it. And that got me thinking on potential characters that we could be seeing in The Mandalorian. Again, if you're still watching, you're like, spoilers, Phil. I haven't watched the trailer, so I don't know because I hate trailers. Trailers are the worst. If you want to hear more about that, you can join the Discord. I will link that in the video description down below if you guys want to join that Discord server. But I don't watch trailers because I think they're terrible. But these 3 characters and Purrgil kind of go hand in hand. And they also fit in really well with the show, especially because Grand Admiral Thrawn is he's mentioned in Mandalorian Season 2. When Ahsoka's fighting that magistrate, after, Din Djarin meets her, Thrawn gets mentioned. And then we get to thinking, like, oh, when are we going to see Thrawn? And then Season 3, Episode 1, boom, Grogu's looking out the, viewport of the Naboo starfighter, and he sees Purrgil. And Purrgil are what took Thrawn and Ezra away from Lothal in the series finale of Rebels. So I kind of got to thinking with Sabine and Ezra, how do they fit into The Mandalorian? Well, obviously, Sabine is the Mandalorian, but she's also held the Darksaber. She's held the Darksaber before. And she gave it to Bo-Katan because she didn't want to hold the responsibility of being the leader of Mandalore. And guess who doesn't also, guess who now has the Darksaber and doesn't want to be the leader of Mandalore? The Mandalorian. And I think that she's going to convince Din Djarin, she could convince him to do that. Again, that's just a speculation on Mando Season 3. But Ezra is a Jedi. And right now, I think what you could see happening, is Sabine helping Mando become the leader of Mandalore and Ezra training Grogu. I think that makes a lot of sense. Like, that those two characters kind of tie in really well with the Mandalorian. Obviously, Thrawn and Gideon would be a perfect pairing, like two evil geniuses that we love like so much. And then Sabine and Ezra with this, Jedi Mandalorian kind of coming together. I think that would be fantastic, and I just think it makes sense. Again, I don't know if we're going to get new versions of those characters for Season 3 or if we'll see them at all. I'm just making predictions based on what makes sense to me. So what goes from here? Are we going to get a galactic legend out of this? I don't know, right? Mandalorian is obviously their most popular Star Wars show they've released. I think it's their most popular content since probably Revenge of the Sith. Like, I would assume it's much more popular than the sequel trilogy. It's way more well-liked by the Star Wars community. So you can bet that these characters will play a role. I'm not saying to go and gear all these characters today. I'm not saying to even, they're kind of in that list of where your Inquisitors, other things are. Put them in the back of your head. These are things to start thinking about. Again, for myself, I've got them all 7-star, so if I have to pivot to them, it's just gear, and that's not a big deal to me. But again, I wanted to do this video because I love The Mandalorian. I think that with these packs, with that event, something's happening, and you guys need to be prepared for it. But just when I say prepared, I'm not saying that you need to be prepared to go and Relic 8 these guys. Be mentally prepared that something's changing, that the meta is always evolving, and that maybe characters like this, characters that haven't gotten a touch-up in a while, that maybe people are skipping out on, right? Guys that we're skipping out on, they come back into the limelight. Capital Games does that a lot. So let me know what your thoughts are down below. As always, guys, smash that subscribe button, leave a like, leave a comment, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.